16th, and please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right.
Blue's the color of the day.
Yes.
Blue is the color. You got the memo. All right, everyone. Quick call to order. Trustee Berenger.
Berenger's present.
Trustee Carl.
Carl present.
Trustee O'Connor.
Honor present.
Trustee Ferraro is here, acting in the place of Neil Dwyer, Mayor Dwyer, who is at a conference.
NICOM conference.
NICOM conference, yes. All right. This is a public hearing, the amendment to Chapter 200 zoning site plan and special permit review and approval. A public hearing was held on Tuesday, September 16th, 2025 in the boardroom of the Village Hall at 7 Stage Road in Monroe at 7 p.m. to review a proposed local law entitled Amendment to Chapter 200 Zoning, Site Plan, and Special Permit Review and Approval. The Village Board of Trustees finds and determines that the requirement to post a financial security to cover the full cost of site plan improvements prior to signing an approved site.
To open the public hearing.
I'm sorry.
This is a public hearing.
Yes.
It's
So
a
the
public
first
hearing.
thing you do is you open all the public hearings,
I'm sorry.
you close the public hearings. and
Okay,
then you
I'm
go to
sorry.
the agenda. That's okay.
Procedure. I called, like to open this public hearing.
You need a motion
Need
to
a motion
open.
to open this meeting?
Berenger will make the motion.
Carl will second.
Call,
Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, aye.
Carl, I.
O'Connor, aye.
Okay, sorry, let's start again. A public hearing was held on Tuesday, September 16th.
No, you're waiting for people to,
Respond.
so we should wait for 3
Okay.
or 4
Oh,
minutes.
you don't want me to
Okay.
read it first?
No,
No, okay.
if you want to summarize the law, which is to provide the planning board with the authority to provide alternative bonding, then that's what it's for. And it was duly noticed, and so now the public hearing is open.
Okay.
And even though there's no one in the audience, you probably should give it
Few minutes?
a few minutes.
Okay,
Yes.
we shall wait.
Now, if you want to discuss this, you can also discuss the plan. It was referred to the planning board, and the planning board came back with comments. Generally favorable, if you want to talk about those. They did cite that one member wanted a 10% retainage until the end of the project. I don't think this local law affects that, but I would have to go back through the code and look.
Okay.
Kim, you sent me the GML responses on all
Yes.
of these laws, right?
Yeah, the two came together probably, and then this one just came today.
Did we get any written comments?
No, just for the county and planning board, which I shared with everyone.
And the county basically left it up for local jurisdiction.
Yeah. Mhm. There was no,
I'm sorry, Kim, when did you send this?
let's
I'm
see,
sorry.
it's okay. I know it was last week's. Let's just see.
Is it yesterday or?
It was not yesterday, it was last week. So,
Oh, no wonder, okay.
Ninth, maybe?
let's see,
The 9th?
9.
I think so.
Yeah, I think this might be it. Hold on. Yeah, got it.
Got it?
Sorry.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
move on to the next
Do you
one.
want me to close it first and then read
Mhm.
this, or read it and then close it?
No, close the public hearing, go on to the next, do all the public hearings first.
Gotcha. But to read this,
Close it, just close
to close it?
Just, you need a motion,
I'll
noting
make
that,
the motion to close
Close
the
the
public
meeting.
hearing.
close the public hearing.
Seconded?
O'Connor will second.
Call the question?
Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, aye?
Carl, I.
O'Connor, aye.
Good.
Okay,
Move on to the next one?
yes.
Okay. Just make a motion to open the public hearing for amendment to Chapter 200, the adaptive reuse of National Registered Historic Buildings.
Berenger will make the motion.
Carl will second.
Call the question?
Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, aye?
Carl, I.
O'Connor, aye.
Okay, if anybody wishes to speak?
This was also referred to the planning board as well as the county, and we have received comments back. The planning board had no negative comments, as I recall.
it. Is this easier if I just give it to you?
Thank you. Yeah. There were no comments, just said that the board found that it's consistent with the principles and the aims embodied in the chapter, the zoning chapter. It believes it will lead to the preservation of more historic buildings. And it's, the only concern they have is that converting the building to accommodate appropriate and code compliant kitchens or other infrastructure may negatively impact the historic character of the site. My comment to that is that it still would need building department approval. So the building department would be responsible for making sure that it meets the building code, including any renovations to the kitchen, etc. As well as the Department of Health, Orange County Department of Health would also be involved. So all of those will be regulated not only by the planning board, but much more importantly, by your own code enforcement officer and Department of Health. So allowing it under the zoning law does not mean that it's an automatic approval from the state
Would
agencies.
that have to go to the state historic preservation, parks preservation?
Here, at least here's this.
Yeah, the GML also mentions that. It suggests that we add that language to the code, that a letter of approval from the, SHPO shall be required as a condition of this special use permit. I'd really like to give that some thought. I mean, the house, I don't know to what extent modifications to the house would impact the listing by SHPO. And so I'm not familiar enough with how that might impact.
From what I understand, some modifications inside of the buildings are allowed. It's the overall outside appearance that shouldn't change. And everything is needed to keep that historic look the way it always was. And
Yeah.
safety regulations have to be looked into. So if a fire emergency exit door has to be put in, it has to be put in. But
Right, and I think in fact that was an issue with one of the houses that's listed, in that there needed to be a hood over the kitchen stove.
yeah,
And in order to get the hood, there had to be some change to the outside of the building. And so
Exhaust
there
fan,
was,
exterior exhaust fan.
so that was a big issue.
yeah.
So it was caught at that time, and I would assume it'll be caught again if something on the outside. I think what you could do is, for example, as you get to the point where you want to approve these laws, you could approve them with the provision that, subject to my review and interpretation of whether this condition needs to be added or whether it is sort of automatic, as well as the 10% maintenance on the other one. Or if you think this is important, you could include this. You could include this language. It's an advisory comment, so if you don't include it in historic house provisions, you don't have to override it with a three-quarter vote, which would mean everyone here on this board would have to vote yes to override it. But it's only advisory, so you don't have to add it.
Well, if somebody does a major alteration and it changes the character of the house, can the state come in and revoke their?
Yes, I believe they can. I think the way that works is someone would say, you know, look, this house is no longer, you know, it should lose its historic designation.
Well, can we then just word?
But at that point, it's only allowed, this is only allowed in this district to these houses, right?
Right.
Do we know how many historical houses we have?
We got a list of them.
It's in the, yeah, we have a list of them in the comp plan. I think it's quite a few, actually.
Could we just simply say that all changes have to be submitted to the Historical Society for approval?
Or the state,
work
not the
is done? The
historical
state,
society.
the state's Historical
Well-
Society.
That was one of the comments, I believe, that was in there, that
Yeah.
that should be forwarded to them.
Well, the comment is a letter of approval from SHPO shall be required as a condition of the special use permit. I don't think that's a terrible thing to add,
Right.
because in fact, the only reason they can do this is because they're listed as historic site. So
Right.
if they lose that designation, it's like a catch-22, then they can't do this.
Yeah, I think
Right.
it's best to add that to it.
So I would think we could add that to it
Okay.
as a suggestion, or do we have to go back out to?
No, that should be, that's.
Comment?
No, that's a de minimis. I mean, it may not be necessarily de minimis for the applicant, but it's a reasonable and non-significant change to the local law. So if that's what the board wants, then when we get to the point where you're looking at adopting it, we can add that language.
So we'll do that when we get to that point?
Yes, when you get to that
Be
point.
prepared to add that.
Right. And
Okay, can I close this?
you can.
Okay. So I need a motion to close the public hearing for local law 200, zoning adaptive reuse of National Register Historic Buildings.
Carl will make the motion.
O'Connor will second.
Call the question?
Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, aye?
Carl,
O'Connor, aye.
Okay, I need a motion to accept the monthly reports as submitted by the various department heads.
Berenger will make the motion.
Carl will second.
Call the question?
Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, aye?
Sorry, Carl,
O'Connor, aye.
I need a motion to accept the minutes as of September 2nd, 2025 board meeting.
Berenger will make the motion.
Carl will second.
Call the question?
Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, aye?
Carl,
O'Connor will abstain.
So passed. Okay, budget transfers, we have just a single one. Tony, do I need to read the actual transfer? Please? Do I need to read the actual transfer?
Yes,
Okay.
please read that into the record.
From line item A3389, other public safety, to line item A3120-4350, PD grant expenses, in the amount of $7,500. And I'll put that in the form of a motion.
Berenger will second.
Call the question.
Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, aye?
Carl,
O'Connor, aye.
Okay, completion of probation. Resolve the following employee hereby completed their probationary period, Peter Giametti, effective August 4th, 2025. The necessary MSD-426B will be submitted to Orange County Department of Human Resources. And I'll put that in the form of a motion.
Carl will second.
Call the question.
Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, I.
Carl, I.
O'Connor, aye.
Okay, so passed. Appointment, the Water Department, Trustee Carl.
Yep, resolve the Board of Trustees approves the appointment of Cameron Rubio, Monroe, New York, to the position of seasonal laborer for the Water Department. Pre-approved has been received from the Orange County Department of Human Resources. The effective date of hire is September 17, 2025, at $20 per hour, and I will put that in the motion.
O'Connor will second.
Call the question.
Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, I.
Carl, I.
O'Connor, aye.
Okay. Appointment of Building Code Enforcement, Trustee O'Connor.
Okay. Be resolved, the Board of Trustees accepts the recommendation of Mary Dwyer and appoints Juan Zaninga to the position of part-time account clerk typist, effective September 17, 2025, at an hourly rate of $25 an hour from budget line A.3620.1700, building inspector clerk. Pre-approval has been received from the Orange County Department of Human Resources. I'd like to put that into a form of a motion.
Carl, the second.
Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, I.
Carl, I.
O'Connor, aye.
Okay, we've moved on to adopting our laws. This is adoption of local law number 4 of 2025, amendment to chapter 200 zoning unsafe buildings. Whereas the village board of the Village of Monroe, New York, duly noticed a public hearing held on August 19, 2025 and September 2nd, 2025, and whereas the village board solicited public comment during said public hearing on August 19, 2025 and September 2nd, 2025, and whereas the proposed local law amending Chapter 200 zoning unsafe buildings, and now therefore be it resolved that 1. The above whereas paragraphs are incorporated herein by reference. Number 2, the local law amending Chapter 200 zoning unsafe building as attached is adopted as local law number 4 of 2025 of the Village of Monroe on September 16, 2025. And 3, the village board hereby directs the village clerk to take all steps to process and file said local law. 4, the resolution shall be effective immediately upon filing with the Secretary of State, and that will be placed into a form of a motion.
O'Connor will second.
Call the question.
Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, I.
Carl, I.
O'Connor, aye.
Okay. Adoption of local law number 5 of 2025. This is the amendment to Chapter 200 zoning site plan and special permit review and approval. Whereas the village board of the Village of Monroe, New York Village Board duly noticed a public hearing held on September 2nd, 2025 and September 16th, 2025. And whereas the village board solicited public comment during said public hearing on September 2nd, 2025 and September 16th, 2025. And whereas the proposed local law amending Chapter 200 zoning site plan and special permit review and approval, and now therefore be it resolved that 1. The above whereas paragraphs are incorporated herein by reference. 2. The local law amendment to Chapter 200 zoning site plan and special review and approval as attached is adopted as local law number 5 of 2025 of the Village of Monroe on September 16, 2025. The village board hereby directs the village clerk to take all steps to process and file said local law. And 4, the resolution shall be effective immediately upon filing with the Secretary of State, and will be placed in the form of a motion.
Mr. Chair, I would, after looking at the proposed local law again, I would suggest adding that 10% retention per the planning board's suggestion. So if you can adopt the local law directing me to add that provision. It's, again, not substantive, so you don't have to go through the whole procedure again, but it is a good suggestion. Your planning board is suggesting it, and I think it should be included in the local law. So you would adopt the local law with that modification.
I would agree on that.
So as just stated, plus we're adding
Recommendation from the planning board.
recommendation for the planning board to withhold 10% until the completion of the project.
A retainage, yes.
Retain. And I'll put the modified into a form of a motion.
And I'll second.
Call the question?
Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, I.
Carl, I.
O'Connor, aye.
Okay. Adoption of local law number 6 of 2025. Amendment to chapter 200 zoning of adaptive reuse of National Registered Historic Buildings. Whereas the Village Board of the Village of Monroe, New York, duly noticed a public hearing held on September 2nd, 2025 and September 16th, 2025. And whereas the Village Board solicited public comment during said public hearing on September 2nd, 2025 and September 16th, 2025. And whereas the proposed local law amending Chapter 200 zoning of adaptive reuse of National Registered Historic Buildings, and now therefore be resolved that 1, the above whereas paragraphs are incorporated herein by reference. 2, the local law amendment to Chapter 200 zoning adaptive reuse of a National Registered Historic Building is attached is adopted as local law number 6 of 2025 of the Village of Monroe on September 16th, 2025. 3, the Village Board hereby directs the village clerk to take all steps to process and file said local law. And 4, the resolution shall be effective immediately upon filing with the Secretary of State. And if council will add that last piece, please.
Yes, the suggestion from the county, a letter of approval is required. Just give me 2 seconds here while I look at this again, as to where they exactly want to put it. Yeah, this isn't making sense. Let me just take one more look.
Would that fit in as a paragraph with section 3? Enabling authority?
Yeah, I'm looking. I see. Yeah, I see where they want it to fit in, and it would fit in there. I was concerned that it was gonna affect more than this particular use, but it isn't. So, again, I would, it's certainly up to you, but if you want to add that, again, it's not a substantive addition.
Okay, so state as you'd like it.
A letter of approval from New York State Office of Parks, Recreation, and Historic Preservation shall be required as a condition of this special use permit.
Okay. Okay, and we'll put that in the form of a motion.
Berenger will second.
Call the question.
Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, I.
Carl, I.
O'Connor, aye.
And so passed. Okay, event application, trustee Berenger, please.
An event application has been submitted by Fred Schupfer, a representative of the Monroe Methodist Church, to hold their 29th annual Crop Hunger Walk on Sunday, October 26, 2025, from 2 to 4:30 p.m., utilizing the walking path of the Lower Mill Pond. The walk will begin at the Methodist Church located on Maple Avenue and circle the lower pond 2 times before returning to the church via Stage Road. The application has been reviewed and approved by the Building Department, DPW, and Police Department. Police officers will monitor vehicular and pedestrian traffic during the event. There will be no road closures, and there are no additional costs for additional police protection for this event. Due to the church being a nonprofit 501c3 and this is a volunteer financed event, Mr. Schupfer is requesting that the $50 application fee be waived. Be it resolved, the Board of Trustees approves the request of Fred Schupfer, representative of the Monroe United Methodist Church, to sponsor the 29th Annual Monroe Crop Hunger Walk on Sunday, October 26, 2025, from 2 to 4:30 p.m. Walk will begin and end at the Monroe Methodist Church, 47 Maple Avenue. The walk will utilize the Lower Mill Pond walking path. Sign-off of the event application has been made by the Building Department, DPW, and Police Department. Officers will monitor vehicular and pedestrian traffic during the event at no additional cost. And I'd like to put this in the form of a motion.
O'Connor will second.
Call the question?
Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, aye?
Carl, I.
O'Connor, aye.
Okay.
The second part to waive the $50?
Huh?
You see the second part to waive?
Oh, sorry,
Sorry.
I forgot the second part.
Waiver.
It's further resolved, the Board of Trustees waives the $50 event application fee due to the Monroe Methodist Church being a nonprofit 501c3. And I'd like to put that in the form of a motion.
Carl, second.
Call the question?
Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, aye?
Carl,
O'Connor, aye.
And so passed, thank you. Okay, the Halloween curfew. Shall I read the whole thing?
No, I think you can
Okay.
summarize it
All
clearly.
right,
for the-
basically, we're having a curfew for Halloween, which falls on a Friday this year. So the Village of Monroe sets curfew for the following days: Thursday, October 30th, 8 p.m. to 6 a.m., and Friday, October 31st, 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. It applies to minors under the age of 18. 16 years or older, appearance tickets will be issued. See proclamation posted at the Village Hall. And this is by order of the board, the Village Board, and by Mayor Dwyer. And I'll put that in a form of motion.
Yep.
Okay.
Berenger will second.
Call the question?
Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, aye?
Carl, I.
O'Connor, aye.
Okay. And one more, Water Department, Trustee Carl, please.
Yep, resolve the Board of Trustees approves the attendance of Matt Pisculo to the Hudson Valley Waterworks Conference held on Thursday, November 13th, 2025, from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Town of Wallkill Golf Club, Middletown, New York. The cost will be $75 to be allocated budget line F8330.4720, purification education. Water certificates and 4 CEU Department of Health contact hours are awarded upon completion. And I'll put that in the form of a motion.
Call the question?
O'Connor will second.
Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, aye?
Carl, I.
O'Connor, aye.
And so passed. And that is it. We just wish Rosh Hashanah next week to everyone. And Trustee Berenger, anything?
Yeah, a couple of things. I wanted to just say that I think it was a beautiful 9/11 ceremony. I know there was a lot of people that kind of complimented the village and the police department and all of the people that were involved. And so if people haven't been to it, you should definitely come next year. Also want to give you praise for the Cheese Festival.
It was great. We had weather that was fantastic. We broke the cardinal rule, which means every time Monroe threw an event, it rained.
Yes.
So it didn't. So that was amazing. So thank
Yep.
you.
Mm-hmm.
Trustee Carl?
Yeah, a couple of things. First, the Orange County Volunteer Firemen's Convention and Parade are in Monroe. The parade is on Saturday, October 27th. Step walk is at 2 p.m.
September 27th. You said October, it's September.
Oh, I'm sorry, September 27th. My apologies.
Where's step off?
Step off is going to be up on Winchester Drive. The board, I did speak to the mayor about notifying the fire company we will be there.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be there in a different capacity. But the step off's at 2 p.m. and the parade route is basically out of Winchester down onto Still Road, down to the McDonald's, make a left, come up 17M to where the car was sitting on the guardrail here tonight. And make the right onto Stage Road, come right through the middle of town. Your reviewing stand's going to be right out here.
Yeah, right in front.
And then right through the middle of town, and it'll end between the two ponds. Also, this coming Sunday is the memorial service and flag raising. It starts at 9 a.m. They're going to do coffee around 8 to 9, but the service, the village board has been invited to that as well. Yep, it's at the main firehouse, 526 Route 17M. And then the business meeting convention is on the 25th, which is the Thursday night, with the firefighters of the year being awarded from the county, and the board is invited to that as well. That starts at 7 p.m.
The one on Sunday, what time is that?
The flag raising starts at 9, but they're doing coffee and bagels and stuff
Before that.
from 8 to 9. And then there'll be a sit-down breakfast after that.
Nice.
Trustee O'Connor?
I'm good.
Okay. If that's all, then make a motion to,
The public?
Public comment?
Public.
oh, would you like anything to say? No? You sure? Anybody else? Gentleman back there? No? Okay. So then I need a motion to close this meeting.
Berenger will make the motion.
Carl will second.
Call the question.
Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, aye.
Caroline?
O'Connor, aye.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Okay. Is this
Yeah, but the
the
flag